Texas parents want answers from law enforcement.
They said they rushed in and all that. We didn't see that.
Officers are facing criticism for how long it took them to respond when a gunman opened fire inside that Texas elementary school.
The on-scene commander considered it a barricaded subject and that there was time and there were no more children at risk.
Memorial Day weekend is going to be a big travel weekend.
Coloradans are preparing for a holiday weekend and many are heading out of town. The number of travelers is expected to hit pre-pandemic levels.
I feel like it's good that we're starting to see more travel.
It's going to feel like summer as we start this Memorial Day weekend, but cooler, wetter days are ahead when we can expect the next chance for storms.
And the Avs are back on the ice, looking to rebound from an overtime loss and avoid a Game 7.
We got to go back and we got to get mentally tough and get ready to go win a hockey game in St. Louis.
The question simply is this. There was a 40-minute gap. And if the 911 operators were aware that children were alive in that classroom, why weren't officers notified of that? And if that's the case, why didn't they take action? A decision was made that this was a barricaded subject.
New details at 11. Texas law enforcement officers giving us more details about the timeline of Wednesday's school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Officials admitted today that the commander on scene made the, quote, wrong decision to not breach the classroom sooner. Thanks so much for joining us for Denver 7 News at 11. I'm Jason Grenauer. Police said the gunman had more than 1,600 rounds of ammo. 300 of those were found inside the school and more than 140 had been used. They also say last year the suspect asked his sister to buy him a gun, but she refused. Morgan Norwood has more on the shooting timeline.
As authorities work to determine a motive for the deadly shooting rampage here at Robb Elementary, the police response to the shooting now facing criticism. Jesse Ortiz, who lives across the street, sharing this video exclusively with ABC News, showing officers taking cover behind a vehicle as the shooter was inside.
Did you tell them to go in?
I was yelling, like, why don't you guys go in? Why don't you guys go in?
Families now demanding answers from law enforcement.
They said they rushed in and all that. We didn't see that.
Authorities now saying that it appears the gunman got into the school from an unlocked door and was never confronted by a school resource officer before entering the building. Police studying this video appearing to show the gunman walk in.
He walked in unobstructed initially.
A key focus now in the investigation, why the school failed to impose a lockdown for 13 minutes after the 911 call. At 11:43, the Uvalde School District posting on Facebook that a lockdown was in effect for the entire campus. But by then, the gunman was already inside.
I heard the officers yelling at the shooter.
What did you hear them yelling?
To put the firearm down. And then the shooter said, leave me alone, please. And then he started shooting.
Authorities say 4 minutes after the shooter entered the building, law enforcement was inside, but they took heavy fire. They retreated and called for additional resources. An hour later, Border Patrol tactical teams arrive.
They make entry, shoot and kill the suspect.
The school district recently doubled its funding for security, adding more officers. We're also learning that they had an active shooter drill just 2 months ago. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Uvalde, Texas.
A couple of other details, again, that we just learned within the last few minutes from that news conference. The incident commander believed he was dealing with a barricaded subject inside the school and did not believe that children were at risk. That the tactical team from Customs and Border Protection was on scene at 12:15 p.m. but did not breach into the classroom until 12:50 p.m. And Stephen McCraw, the director of the Texas Department of Public Safety, said, quote, "Of course it wasn't the right decision. It was the wrong decision." Well, meanwhile, President Joe Biden and the First Lady will travel to Uvalde on Sunday. The White House says they will focus on supporting the community and not the police investigation. They also plan to meet with religious leaders. A Fort Collins woman is helping the families of Uvalde. Bonnie Fear works with Lutheran Church Charities. The group brought memorial crosses to the town square there. Each cross has a name and a marker so people can leave a message.
It could be for them to help express their grief, and in the end, it ends up with the family. Our hope is that the family can then get that heart and read the heartfelt messages for their loved one.
Now, Lutheran Church Charities also brought comfort dogs from Texas and Oklahoma to help the community there. Happening now in Denver, students at Strive Prep in Denver are walking out of class protesting gun violence. They are right now near Pena and Green Valley Ranch. They've really been marching all morning. We believe that this is there's some speakers there from the back of the truck. They were also planning on holding a moment of silence there. Now, Northfield High School students will also rally against gun violence at the state capitol. Their school was put on lockdown yesterday because a student had brought a paintball gun to campus. Now, we'll be following more developments from Texas throughout the day. You can find our coverage on air, online, and on the Denver 7 Plus app. Well, there's plenty of sunshine on this Friday morning. A lot of Coloradans getting ready for this big Memorial Day weekend. Katie LaSalle joins us. And Katie, nice start to the weekend. Going to feel like summer. Just the chance for showers. We don't have to worry about those.
Not today, but we do have very warm temperatures settling in across the state as we speak. Mostly clear skies as we take a live look from Westminster, but clouds will build across the Front Range and Plains through the course of this afternoon. And those daytime highs about 10 to 15 degrees above average, topping out in the upper 80s. Mainly dry today and tomorrow. Could see a few isolated thunderstorms and showers roll across the plains. I'll show you that coming up on Futurecast, but a better chance for more widespread storm activity arriving by the end of the weekend and into Memorial Day. Temperatures right now, we're already in the low 80s. Castle Rock out to DIA, Broomfield, you're at 79 degrees. Upper 80s currently over Burlington and Akron. A very toasty Friday on tap. Now, we will be seeing elevated fire danger over the southwestern corner of Colorado with fire weather warnings set to take effect both today and tomorrow afternoons. Very gusty winds from the south-southwest expected. There's that chance for a few isolated thunderstorms south and east of the Denver area. Then we'll clear out later on tonight. I'll take you through the whole weekend forecast coming up in just a few.
All right, Katie, thank you. Well, a whole lot of people are going to be traveling this weekend, whether it's by car or airplane. So one of the places that's going to be busy, that's going to be DIA. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford is at the airport with a check of how things are looking. Jessica?
Hello. So I'm going to give you a look right now at just what things look like right now as people are getting ready to make their way to their destinations for this Memorial Day weekend. So the airport really expecting more than 200,000 people to pass through just for today. You wouldn't really know it though by looking at the lines. The lines are not quite so bad right now. We are starting to see a few more people get here, but overall they're really not too long at this point. This airport says Memorial Day weekend kicks off their busy summer travel season. For those traveling this holiday weekend, it is important to give yourself plenty of time to go through security because it might not always be this empty, and to navigate the airport before your flight too, because this is a big one. Passengers should arrive inside the airport at least 2 hours before boarding time, and travel is different than it was even just a few months ago. We're seeing a sight that we have not seen in an airport in a long time. Some people without their masks on, other people do have them on, but at this point you are free to make your own choice. We did speak with travelers who say right now people are just happy to have the option of traveling again.
Travel places now and get back out there and see the world.
I feel like it's good that we're starting to see more travel. It's good for our economy, good for business and everything. So I'm all about it, and it's fun to get away.
And the airport is expecting about 1.2 million people to pass through here just throughout this holiday weekend alone. Live from the airport, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
All right, Jessica, make sure everybody remembers, too, that line stretched all the way to baggage claim, then it was down to just 10 minutes. So check before you head out to the airport. Jessica Crawford, thanks so much. The next time you're at the airport, you can check out its Park on the Plaza. The green space is between the Jeppesen Terminal and the Westin Hotel. The area has jazz concerts on Friday afternoons, cornhole, and mini golf. But remember, the plaza is in a spot before you get into those security lines. Well, not only will the airport be busy, but so will the roads. This is a live look from I-70 near Idaho Springs. Traffic is flowing, no real problem. Not bad now, but it will likely pick up throughout the afternoon hours. CDOT expects nearly 45,000 cars traveling through the Eisenhower Tunnel today. CDOT is also suspending all construction projects until Tuesday. Well, CDOT is trying to make it easier to get to and from the high country without a car. It's starting a Pegasus Express shuttle from Denver to Avon. The first ride starts today. The governor hopes this will save Coloradans time and money.
The more people use the Pegasus, the less traffic there is for everybody else on Highway 70. And providing another travel option to our communities.
The van can take 11 passengers at a time. There are plans for 12 trips a day every day of the week. And on your next trip to the high country, you'll notice the Eisenhower Tunnel looks a lot cleaner. CDOT has been using pressure washers to clean off all the mud, dirt, and grime. They have to clean walls that are a mile long and 45 feet tall. Now, CDOT typically does the washing at night, so crews have to wait until temperatures are warm enough so all that water doesn't freeze. Well, Mount Evans will not open this weekend as originally planned. CDOT says plows are still clearing the road because of that recent snow that we got. CDOT hasn't said when the road will reopen for the season. State health officials are looking into Colorado's first possible case of monkeypox. At least 7 U.S. states have confirmed cases. Doctors say monkeypox is serious, but say the risk of getting it is low.
I think there will be more cases as it spreads from person to person. But I think because we know how it's spread and we know who's at risk for this, meaning someone who already has the monkeypox, I think it will be self-contained within certain populations. And there will be no reason to have widespread vaccinations to the general population.
People are usually exposed to the disease through bites or scratches from infected rodents or small mammals. High-risk exposure is when a person's skin has contact with the skin, lesions, or bodily fluids from a person with monkeypox. There are 2 vaccines to prevent monkeypox, and Colorado is requesting vaccines from the federal government for those who are high risk. Still ahead, the Rockies are getting a makeover, sort of. We'll show you their new uniforms. That's next.